Well, hello and welcome back to Kondalilla Falls National Park. This is part 2 of the video from last week, and last week you would have noticed I was up the top of the falls there and I was shooting a small waterfall as well as the view of the waterfall. This week I'm down the bottom, and what a magnificent sight it is. So let me explain what happened here. I just finished doing my introduction to the second video and I just buttoned off, and I was going to turn around, grab my D850 and start getting some shots of the waterfall, when all of a sudden I heard this incredible huge splash go in the water, and it was like somebody had thrown, a rock like this big into the water. The splash was that loud. Above on the walking track I heard someone shout, "Look out!" I looked up thinking it was an avalanche or something, but when I looked over to the corner of the water, I saw these two huge, and I'm talking huge, carpet pythons. Now I'm not sure exactly what had happened here, whether they were fighting and had fallen down the falls, because the males of this species can get really aggressive, especially around mating season. But they couldn't get out of the water because they kept slipping off the sides of the rock walls. One measured roughly about 3 meters long, the other was about 2.5 meters. That 2.5 meters one started swimming straight towards me because I was on a lower rock. Now these guys aren't venomous, but I certainly wouldn't want to get into a wrestle with one of them. So I scampered back up onto the top of a rock and filmed them and photographed them from a safe distance. Now they eventually made their way back out into the rainforest, but it certainly got my heart racing. Anyway, back to the video. So in a couple of videos recently, I actually mentioned how I like to not always go wide angle when it comes to landscape photography. In this particular case, I ended up using the 70-200mm lens on the D850. And looking up at the top of the Kondalilla Falls here, I absolutely love the way the light is hitting on the water. And you've got this beautiful cascading water coming over the edge, and there's so many little droplets going over different sections. It just looks like diamonds in the sunlight. So I ended up doing a 200mm shot close up, and this is it. Okay, so I've made my way back up to the top of the Kondalilla Falls, and let me tell you right now, my legs feel like jelly. The climb back up, especially pulling a pack, yeah, it was a climb and a half, but it was worth it at the end. In the last video when I was up the top here, I looked across the valley, and one thing that really stood out to me was this singular tree, and it was just amazing the way it really stood out from the whole rainforest canopy. So what I've done is I've just quickly got the 70-200mm out. I'm shooting at just over 135mm, and I'm shooting across on the valley here. I'm sitting at ISO 64 f11. I'm shooting at about half a second. Now I've put my polarizer filter on because that will really help bring out the greens in the shot. As well, it will cut down the glare. I'm sitting at about 90 degrees to the sun, so that polarizer should just work perfectly. Now all we're going to do is get the shot. 2-second timer release, and that's it. I'm just on the way out of Kondalilla Falls National Park now, and what I've decided to do is put the 70-200mm lens on, because in terms of wildlife, you just never know what you can come across here. Already I've seen some beautiful birds. Fingers crossed, they can just get a little bit closer for me and I can grab some shots. What a great way to finish the video off. This is Picnic Creek and I've just got a quick shot here with the nice reflection in the water. Thank you so much for watching. You can always feel free to subscribe to my channel. Never stop creating and I'll see you next time.